So the recording is now in progress, and we'll start the lecture on the assignment discussion session. And if you have any question, then please don't hesitate to ask. So today, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss the unit 3 of our course and focusing on the various aspects of human growth and development. So as you all know that this unit was crucial for understanding how individuals evolve physically, emotionally, and socially throughout their lives. So what we have uh, learned during this whole unit, uh, we gone through the physical development. The physical development involves that it refers to the changes that occur in a person's body. So it included the aspects of growth in height, weight. Um, for example, like we discussed about infancy stages, babies typically uh, triple their birth weight by the time they reach their first birthday. We discussed about the cognitive development. It involves how individuals think, learn, and solve problems. Uh, as an example, like cognitive development is a Piaget's theory of cognitive development, which outlines stages like sensory motor uh, and and we discuss about concrete operational and formal operational thinking. Um, there was aspect of social emotional development. It's about understanding one's own emotion and those of others, as well as forming relationship. Uh, we discussed about the developmental milestones. These are key tasks and skills that most children acquire by a certain age. We discussed about nature versus nurture. So this long-standing debate discusses the relative contributions of genetics, nature, and environmental nature to human development. So in our assignment discussion session, we will explore these topics further and into some case studies and research finding to deepen our understanding of growth and development. Yes.
Coffee.
Hello.
Very careful. For having a coffee.
I think your mic is on. Can you please turn off your mic?
So 49 is the play.
Right. So we were discussing about the unit 3. So and again, if you have any question, then please ask. Now here we need to discuss about the assignment aim. So for assignment aim, we can say that as a health and social care practitioner, it is vital that we expand our understanding of how to support individuals at all stages of life while recognizing the connection between growth, development, and overall well-being. So um, this assignment aims to enhance your knowledge and skills in this area, focusing on various study skills crucial for your professional growth. So if we break down the study skills involved and their relevance to our field, So we have critical thinking. So this is skills involve analyzing information objectively, considering different perspectives, and making informed decision. Um, in health and social care, critical thinking is essential for problem solving and evaluating various treatment options for individuals. Then we have planning, organizing, and time management. So, effective planning and time management are crucial in ensuring efficient delivery of care and support services. Practitioners must organize their schedules to meet the diverse need of their clients or the service user, while also managing their workload effectively. Then we have gathering information, uh, note taking, and summarizing. So these skills are vital for studying, uh, for staying informed about best practices, new research, and individual service user need. In that, we need proper documentation through note taking, and what it does, it ensures accurate record keeping and aids in summarizing key information for efficient communication. Then uh, we have analysis. So health and social care practitioners must be adept at analyzing complex situation, data, and service user needs to provide personalized and effective care. And analytical skills are essential for identifying patterns, trends, and potential risk factors. Then we have written skills. So for written skills, clear um, communication, we can say that clear and written and verbal communication or written communication is essential in the field of health and social care. All practitioners need to write reports, care plan, and documentation that are accurate, professional, and easily understood by others involved in the care process. Then we have academic academic skills, including referencing. So um, we need to understand how to conduct research, cite resources properly, and adhere to academic writing standards. It is crucial for staying updated with evidence-based practices and contributing to the academic discourse in health and social care. Then we have application of IT skills. So with the increasing use of technology in healthcare setting, uh, we need to be skillful in IT, and um, it involves electronic health record to telehealth platforms. Um, Practitioners need to navigate through various technologies to enhance the quality and quality of care delivery. So, if we follow these study skills, we will not only excel in this assignment, but also enhance our capabilities as a competent and knowledgeable health and social care practitioners. So, I believe these all are for the aims of the assignment. Right. So, here we need to discuss about the assignment presentation. Okay. So, in preparing your assignment presentation for Unit 3 for Human Growth and Development, it is essential to pay attention to document structure and formatting to ensure clarity and professionalism. So we have we have a guideline here. It is a good practice to put the unit number and the name. So so first of all, we'll need to make a title page. So In the title page, what we need to do is we need to include the unit number and name. Uh, then we need to ensure that the font size should be 12, 1.5 line spacing, and we need to put the page numbers at the bottom or top of any page, whatever format we choose. And we need to include a clear and concise title page that reflects the content of your presentation. Then mm, then we need to give the introduction. So it should be about 30 to 50 words. We need to begin with a brief introduction to the unit or the module, highlighting the importance of understanding human growth and development in health and social care practice. We need to provide context on the relevance of the topic and what, as a learner, uh, can expect from the presentation. Then we can include table of content. So we need to create a detailed table of content that outlines the structure of your presentation. It should include section heading and subheading with corresponding page numbers for easy navigation, and it's a good practice. Then we can say that what should be in the body of the presentation. So we need to organize our content logically, covering key aspects of human growth and development discussed in the unit. We should use appropriate heading and subheading to guide the assessor, and we need to maintain the font size that should be 12, and we can use Arial style throughout the document, and we need to mm, write the conclusion. So the conclusion should be minimum 20 to 30 words, and in the conclusion we need to summarize the key points covered in your presentation. We need to reflect on the significance of understanding human growth and development in the context of health and social care practice. Then in the end, we need to include a list of references, and why we do that: to acknowledge sources and provide credibility to your work. And we need to follow the appropriate citation style. uh, for example, we use Harvard referencing style in our assignments, so we need to use the Harvard referencing style for our references or bibliography. So we need to make sure that uh, academic writing standards are properly followed. We need to cite the resources accurately and maintain a professional and organized presentation format. So by following these guidelines, we can create a well-structured and informative assignment presentation that effectively communicates your knowledge of human growth and development in health and social care practice. So here we have some useful tips. So when working on your assignment, it's crucial to follow some useful tips to ensure clarity, precision, and academic integrity. So here they have given us some uh, tips to help navigate through your task effectively. So we'll go through with it. The first one is to read the task carefully. So we need to carefully read through all the tasks and make sure we understand the requirement before starting the work. We need to pay attention to any specific instruction or guidelines provided to meet the task expectation. Then we have focus on detail. So attention to detail is important in academic writing. We need to ensure that we cover all aspects of the task in depth and provide relevant examples or evidence to support our points. We need to proofread our work, and why we do that, to catch any error in grammar or formatting. Then we have uh, command verbs. Okay, so we have command verbs. So for command verbs, we need to be attentive to command verbs used in assignment tasks, as they indicate the action you need to take. So we will use the command verbs exactly as it is. For example, if it say in the assignment brief that we need to explain something, so we'll use the same command verb, explain. For example, if it says analyze, so we'll use the same command verb as analyze. We won't change it, and we need to tailor our response length according to the action verb to fulfill the task requirement effectively. So the action verb would be, for example, if they say that the uh, explain the human growth process, just for example. So the command verb would be explain, and uh, the action verb would be process of, or the key words are uh, explain the human growth process. So the human growth process would be the keyword. So we need to make sure that we cover each of the keywords properly. If we miss any of the components or the content related to it, then we won't be able to get a pass grade. Then we have mm, so they have given us uh, example. Uh, for example, if we need to explain, define, describe, then it should be of a minimum of 70 to 100 words. If we have access, examine, clarify, analyze, so it should be of 100 to 125 words. Then if we have compare, contrast, critically evaluate, so it should be of 150 to 200 words. So these all are the command verbs, and then uh, we have to discuss about the Harvard referencing. So we need to use the Harvard referencing style for citing sources within your assignment, and we need to remember to cite sources in text using the author date format. Uh, Example they have given us. Uh, this is the example. So for example, here we have three authors, and we have the year, and here if we have one author, then it would be the name and the year. Here we have three authors, so we have mentioned the names of the three authors and the year. And if we have four or more than four, then we will use it al in it, and in the reference towards the end it will come as shown. uh, okay, and we have said word limit, so recommended is 3000 words. Okay, so we need to stick to the recommended word limit of 3000 words for your assignment to ensure that we cover the necessary content within the specified constraint, and we need to use uh, we need to use the content properly, and we need to convey our points effectively without exceeding the word limit. So if we follow these tips, so including focusing on command verb for task execution, applying Harvard referencing style correctly, and staying within the word limit, uh, we can enhance the quality of our assignment and present a well-structured and academically sound piece of work. So we need to follow all these tips. Then in this slide, we need to discuss about the evidence to be produced for assessment. Okay, so to successfully complete the assignment, you will need to produce the following evidence for assessment across the three tasks. So we have three tasks here, uh, task 1, task 2, and task 3. So the task 1 is about presentation with speaker notes. So make sure that here they have said that we should include the speaker notes. Is there any question? No? Okay. So for this assessment, we have three tasks. Uh, so the uh, task one is presentation with speaker notes. So make sure that we include the speaker notes, and it should be a 15 to 17 slide. So we need to develop a visually engaging presentation with 15 to 17 slides that cover the key aspects of human growth and development discussed in Unit 3. We need to include speaker notes to provide detailed explanation, additional insight, and we need to give references for each slide, the in-text citation for the content, and in the end, uh, we will provide the references in Harvard style, and we need to ensure that the slides are well structured, informative, and also visually appealing. Then we have the task 2. So task 2 is of a Word document report. So it should be of about 1500 words. So we need to prepare a comprehensive report. Uh, and here, look, they have mentioned that it should be a report. So we need to prepare a report in a Word document format with a word count of about 1500 words. And we need to focus on the specific aspect of human growth and development, and whatever they are asking in the assignment brief for that specific task. And we need to use heading and subheadings to organize uh, our report effectively and maintain clarity presenting the arguments. Then the third task is again Word document report. So we need to create another Word document report also with a word count of about 1500 words, and we need to address a different aspect or subtopic related to human growth and development. We need to ensure that this report complements the content covered in task 2 and provide a well-rounded understanding of the subject matter. Uh, we need to use we also need to use the uh, appropriate academic writing style. Uh, we should follow always clear structure, logical flow, and proper referencing style using the Harvard referencing style. So whenever we produce evidence for assessment, we need to be mindful of the specific requirements of each task, including word limits, content depth, referencing standard, and overall presentation quality. So these all are the important aspects. Okay, so here we need to discuss about the task 1, which is for the learning outcome 1, and the assessment criteria 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1M1. Right. So, uh, what we have as a newly recruited health and social worker, you have been asked to create a portfolio containing information on human growth and development across the life stages. Okay. So what we need to do is, as a newly recruited health and social care worker, our task is to create a comprehensive presentation detailing human growth and development across the various stages of life. And here are some key points to cover in your presentation. We need to describe physical, intellectual, emotional, and social development for each life stage, and that is the uh, assessment criteria 1.1. We need to discuss how individuals develop physically, intellectually, emotionally, and socially from infancy to old age. We need to provide examples and characteristics specific to each life stage to illustrate the changes that occur. Then we have to identify key changes affecting health and well-being from birth to old age. So that is 1.2 assessment criteria 1.2. So we need to highlight uh, the significant changes that impact health and well-being at different life stages. We need to discuss how factors like, for example, nutrition, exercise, and social interaction influence well-being across the lifespan. Uh, then we have explained developmental norms and milestones. So that is uh, assessment criteria 1.3. So in that we need to define developmental norms and milestones that individuals typically achieve at different ages. We need to illustrate these norms with examples and explain their significance in monitoring growth and development. Then we have identify life factors and event influencing growth and development. That is assessment criteria 2.1. Mm, okay, so we have 2.1 also in this assessment criteria. So we need to discuss various life factors such as genetics, environment, family dynamics, and socioeconomic status that can impact growth and development. We need to explore how events like trauma, illness, or any major life transition can influence an individual developmental process. And in the end, we have the assessment criteria 2.2 as well, which is explain potential effects of life factors and event on individual growth and development. So here we need to analyze the potential effects of life factors and event on individual physical, cognitive, emotional, and social development. We need to consider both positive and negative impacts and discuss strategies for mitigating adverse effects and fostering a positive growth outcome. So uh, we need to be uh, material for the presentation. Okay, so we need to make sure that your presentation should be engaging, informative, and relevant uh, to your colleagues. So uh, we will be presenting as like we are doing in a we are giving the presentation in a staff training session. So we need to use visuals, case studies, and research finding to support our points and ensure that our material is well organized and easy to follow. All these are the important aspects related with the task one. Okay, so here we have to discuss about the presentation slides. So we have a suggested outline that will cover the specified topics in a structured manner. So we have for slide one, that is about the uh, title slide. So okay, here what they have say talk about the stages of human growth and development across the four broad stages. We need to discuss the PSI factor uh, using a graph or picture explaining the development milestone. Right. Okay. So, for example, if we are making the slide one title slide, so the title would be human growth and development. We need to include the your name, date. Then for slide two, we can have the introduction. So again, we need to give a brief overview of the importance of understanding of human growth and development, and we need to uh, give a list of the four broad stages of human development. Then from uh, slide 3 to 8, we could have stages of human growth and development. In slide 3, um, we may discuss about the uh, infancy to childhood, that is from 0 to 4 years. We could involve physical, cognitive, emotional, and social development during this stage. Then in maybe in slide 4,
Mommy, can we make a popcorn this morning? Yeah. Sweet. No, salty. And then what they
So, Nazar, you can ask everyone to mute their microphones.
Baba.
Hello, good morning.
good
Morning,
morning.
Elizabeth. Morning. Can you mute your microphone? Continue, Nazar. Continue.
Okay. So we were discussing about the infancy to childhood. So that is from 0 to 4 years. So we may need to include physical, cognitive, emotional, and social development during this stage. And for example, when we are on slide 4, we could add adolescence, and that could be from year 5 to year 12. And we need to discuss about the key characteristics and milestones of development in this stage. Then, for example, if we discuss the teenage, so that is from year 13 to 19. So in that, we need to discuss changes in physical appearance, identify, uh, we need to identify the formation and peer relationships. Then in slide 6, we could discuss about early adulthood, that is from 20 to 40 years of age. In that slide, we need to focus on uh, establishing independence, career development, and forming intimate relationships. Then, for example, we could discuss about the middle adulthood, that is from slide 40, that is from year 41 to 65. So in that, we could discuss about the physical changes, we could discuss about the career stability, and uh, then we have slide 8 or 9, we may go for the uh, old age, and that is from age 65, year 65 and beyond. So we need to consider physical decline, retirement, and reflection on the life accomplishment. And then we have to discuss about the also PSIE. Okay, so we need to discuss the factors affecting growth and development, and we may need to explain how psychological, social, intellectual, and emotional factors influence growth and development. And also we need to provide examples of each factors and its impact on individual at different life stages. So these all are the important aspects related with the presentation slides. Also, they were asking about the mm, graph or a picture. Okay, uh, right. So we also could include a graph or picture. It should include a visual representation explaining developmental milestone for each stage, or we could use a graph or picture to illustrate the typical progression from infancy to old age. And we need to make sure that uh, we also give the reference, the in-text citation and the reference for the graph or the image which we have used. And uh, in slide, we can say that in slide 12 to 14 or 11 to 12, we can use effects and event influencing growth and development. Uh, for example, in slide 11, the effects of life factors, we can discuss about the positive and negative effects of genetics, environment, family dynamics, and um, some other um, related information. And with the slide 12, we could discuss about the events influencing development. We could explore how events like trauma, illness, or major life transition can impact individual growth and development. Then in slide 13 or 14, we could conclude, and we need to summarize some key points discussed in the presentation, and we need to emphasize the importance of understanding human growth and development for health and social care practitioners. And in the slide 14 or 15, uh, we need to include a list of sources cited in your presentation using Harvard referencing style. So now for this slide, we have some extension activities. These are related with the learning outcome too, and it has the assessment criteria 2.1, 2.2, and the distinction criteria 2D1. Right. So to gain a merit grade, you must also, okay. So if you want to gain a merit grade, which I always recommend that we won't only follow the passing criteria, we need to include the content related with the merit and distinction as well. So as I told you earlier with previous assignments, that first we need to achieve the pass grade, then we will go for the merit and distinction. Don't only do the distinction criteria or the merit criteria, and you'll think that it will give you a pass grade. No, you have to go step by step. First you need to achieve the pass criteria, then you'll go for the merit and then the distinction. So here, for example, if we discuss about the merit grade, so we need to analyze uh, how each development areas has impact on the other. So that is the 1M1. So in this activity, you will discuss the 4 stages of growth and development and how the development in one area impact the phase. Just for example, how physical development during adolescence and it influenced social development in early adulthood and so forth. Then we have to highlight the uh, about the development and then the next stage. Okay, we can highlight the physical, intellectual, emotional, and social development across the life stages and analyze how progress in one area facilitate or develop in another. Then for distinction grade, you must also evaluate how nature and nurture affects individual physical right. Okay, so for this one, this activity involves evaluating how nature and nurture shape physical, intellectual, emotional, and social development. We could also uh, we could also focus on the PSI factors, and specifically we could discuss about Erickson's physiological stages to explore the impact of both nature and nurture on individual development. We need to provide examples and case studies that illustrate how genetic um, and environmental factors interact to influence developmental outcomes. We need to consider discussing on how genetics may um, uh, is genetics are linked to individual to certain traits or condition, and while environmental factors can either enhance or impede development. We need to elaborate on Erickson's stages of physiological development, emphasizing how successful navigation of each state contributes to overall well-being and personal growth. So we have, look here, we have, they have shown us example as well as a source for where they have taken this like content from. So it's sort of in-text citation. But in the previous slide, we have, I believe, properly shown example of in-text citation in the reference. Okay, I'll show you properly again how we do that. And in this slide, we have Erickson physiological stages. Okay, we have here the stages, basic conflict, important event, key questions, and the outcomes. Right. So, for example, if we discuss about trust versus mistrust, so uh, it covers the infancy of from 0 to 18 months. So, in this stage, infants learn to trust or mistrust their caregivers based on the consistency and reliability of care provided to them. Then we have we have okay. So here we have autonomy versus shame and top, and it involves early childhood from uh, 2 to 3 years. Then it involves like children start developing a sense of independence and autonomy as they explore their world, and overprotection or criticism can lead to feelings of shame and doubt. Then we have initiative versus guilt. So it is from year 3 to 5. Then in that stage, children begin to assert control and power over their environment through play, and encouragement of exploration fosters a sense of initiative, while overly strict measures can result in guilt also. Then in the next stage, we have industry versus inferiority. Okay, so this stage is from 6 to 11 years of age. So during this stage, children focus on developing competence in their abilities and skills, and success in their individual, build a sense of industry, while feeling of inadequacy can lead to inferiority. Then in the next stage, we have identity versus role confusion. Okay, and it is from age 12 to 18. So in this stage, um, uh, they navigate the search for personal identity, exploring their values, belief, and goals, and by successfully establishing a clear sense of self, lead to identity formation. And if they are dealing with confusion and uncertainty, so that could result in role confusion as well. Then we have intimacy versus isolation. So it is from age 19 to 40. So in this stage, young adult seeks to establish intimate, meaningful relationship, and embracing intimacy fosters connection and emotional depth, while fear of commitment can lead to isolation as well. Then we have uh, generativity versus stagnation. Okay, so it is from age 40 to 65. So in that stage, middle-aged individual focus on making a positive impact on future generation through their work, family, and community involvement. So it also contribute to society, and nurturing others lead to um, live their life. And the last bit is related with the uh, maturity, right? So it's related with the old age. So it's from year 65 and older. So in this final stage, older adults reflect on their life and achievement, and these all are the important aspects related with the Erickson physiological stages. We'll move to the next slide. Okay, so in this slide, we need to discuss about the task 2, and we need to discuss about the learning outcome 3 and the assessment criteria 3.1, 3.2, and the merit criteria as well 3M1, and the distinction criteria 3D1. So uh, we have been employed to work with a team of healthcare managers. Okay. So here we need to write the content as a part of a team of healthcare managers, and you have the responsibility to provide training resources that inform practitioners about the needs of the local community concerning the aging population. So some of the key aspects we need to cover. It could be like explain physical and physiological changes linked to aging. That is uh, that is the criteria 3.1. So we need to outline the common physical changes that occur with aging, such as decreased muscle mass, changes in vision and hearing, and increased risk of chronic illness. We need to discuss about the physiological changes that older adults may experience, which could include cognitive decline, changes in memory, and emotional adjustment related to life transitions. We need to provide example and case studies to illustrate the impact of these changes on older or individual health and well-being. Then, for example, for criteria uh, 3.2, we need to explain um, lifestyle choices associated with aging. So we need to explore the various lifestyle choices that older adults can make to maintain health and well-being as they age. We need to discuss the importance of nutrition, physical activity, and social connection, uh, mental stimulation, and preventive healthcare measures for healthy aging. We need to address common challenges faced by older adults in making lifestyle choices and provide strategies to support and empower them in making positive decisions. Then we have you are required to prepare a training resource for practitioners. Okay, as we are making a training resource for practitioners, so we need to utilize a combination of written content, infographic, data visual, and case studies to engage practitioners in the training resource. And we need to include some practical tips, best practices, and real life examples. And these all, if we include in our presentation, then that would be great. Mm, right, so that was all about this slide. Then we have to explain physical and psychological changes linked to aging. That is the assessment criteria 3.1. And we need to talk about the physiological changes which occurs within organ system. Okay, so this one and in this criteria assessment 3.1, we need to discuss about the physiological changes. So for example, cardiovascular system. So they have given the blood pressure increase and lifestyle, sensitivity of medication. Okay, so for example, if we discuss about the cardiovascular system, so uh, as we know that cardiac output tends to decrease with age, and it leads to reduced blood flow to tissues and organ, and blood pressure often increases and contributing to the risk of cardiovascular condition. And there is hardening and narrowing of arteries, and which can develop, um, um, which can impact the blood flow and increase the risk of heart disease. So uh, the lungs, for example, exhibit impaired gas exchange of um, and if it affects the oxygen uptake and carbon dioxide removal. So we need to discuss about these changes, and these all are the physical changes we could discuss. And also there are some psychological changes. So there are the psychological changes linked to aging, and it could include cognitive decline, memory impairments, and changes in mood and emotional regulation. So we need to discuss about these. Then we have lifestyle choices associated with aging. Mm, in that we have we need to talk about the notable exogenous factors influencing degree of aging, where sun exposure and smoking. Smoking, okay. So, for example, if we discuss about the sun exposure, so we can say that prolonged and unprotected sun exposure can accelerate skin aging due to ultraviolet radiation, and it could damage skin cells and also collagen fibers. So uh, the other example is related with smoking. So uh, smoking also affect the uh, health of a person. So we could discuss about these lifestyle choices associated with aging in the assessment criteria 3.2. Then for the next slide, here we need to discuss about the merit and the distinction criteria. These are related with the uh, task 3.1 and 3D1. So if we want to attempt the merit criteria, then we need to discuss the effects of physical changes on self-esteem and self-confidence. So here they have given us talk about retirement, downgrade, and socioeconomics and healthcare. Talk about the physical activity. Okay, so in the merit criteria, we need to discuss about the retirement. So retirement can impact socioeconomic status, potentially leading to changes in income and status. We need to discuss about the health challenges, and health challenges can limit abilities and freedom, affecting their self image and confidence as well. We could discuss about the relationship between physical appearances and self-esteem. So, as these are related with older age, and we could discuss about some common age-related conditions such as hearing loss, arthritis, and chronic diseases. So, we can discuss about these, and in distinction criteria, we need to we need to evaluate the influence lifestyle choices have on aging. So uh, we could discuss the socioeconomic status, education level, family dynamics, social network, gender, age, and social interaction. These all shape lifestyle choices in older adults. Uh, in our aging. Okay. Then here we need to build arguments as well. Lifestyle choices that we make affect our aging. Okay, so for example, if we discuss about the arguments, so we need to build arguments that lifestyle choices plays a crucial role in aging, and we need to give evidence suggesting that maintaining physical, cognitive, and social abilities contribute to successful aging according to Rowe and Kahn's criteria. Uh, they have asked us to discuss about Rowe and Kahn's criteria. Can you please mute your mic? Right. So we were discussing about the Rowe and Kahn's criteria. So we need to include aims to stay free of disability or disease. We need to discuss about the uh, high cognitive and physical functions. We could discuss about the emphasizes on meaningful social interaction to promote overall well-being. So these are all the important aspects. Then next slide, we need to discuss about the task 3, which is case study report on transitions and significant life event. One person to prepare a report. Okay. So in this task, you will create a report focusing on an individual experiencing transition and significant life event across various life stages. So what we could include, for example, we need to identify transition and significant life event across life stages. So that is related with the criteria 4 point assessment criteria 4.1. So we need to identify a specific person experiencing transition and significant event in different life stages. We need to outline the transition this individual has gone through, such as from school to college, entering the workforce, or any other significant life event they have encountered. We need to discuss about the And we need to connect these transitions to specific life stages, highlighting the challenges and adjustment they face. Uh, and We need to discuss about the impact of transition and significant life event. Um, this is the criteria 4.2. So we need to describe them. So we need to describe how these transition and life event have impacted the individual emotionally, physiologically, socially, and physically as well. We need to discuss potential positive and negative effects of these transition on the individual well-being, relationship, and sense of self. We need to explore how these experiences have shaped the individual identity, coping mechanism, and outlook on life. Then for the criteria 4.3, we need to explain the role of health and social care practitioners in supporting the individual. We need to explain the crucial role that health and social care practitioners play in supporting individual during transition and significant life event. We can outline specific strategies and intervention that practitioners can implement to aid the individual in adapting to change and overcome challenges. We need to emphasize the importance of providing emotional support, guidance, resource, and access to appropriate service to help the individual navigate these transitions successfully. And yes, these all are the important aspects. Uh, right, so these all are the important aspects related with that side. Then in the slide 14, we have to identify transitions and significant life events across the life stages. So that is criteria 4.1. So uh, here we have talk about what are life stages transition and for criteria 4.2. Okay. So for example, if we discuss about the um, significant life event and identifying transition across different life stages. So, for example, if we discuss about life stage transition, what life stage transition has, it has significant changes or shifts that individual experience as they progress through different phases of life. So, for example, life stage transitions include moving schools or education institution, starting or completing university education, um, and there could be commencing a new job or transitioning between career stages. There could be adapting to new changes in health, such as coping with chronic illness or disability. There could be relocation away from familiar sounding friends or family. Uh, there are some significant life events as well. So significant life events are the occurrence that shape an individual life and overall well-being. So, for example, death of a family member or loved one that could lead to grief and emotional distress. There could be uh, there could be uh, marriage or relationship issues. It could affect one's personal relationship and emotional stability. There could be changes in employment status or conditions such as job loss or career advancement. So we also need to describe the impact of transition and significant life event on the individual. This could include emotional impact. So it could include a social impact, physical impact, and psychological impact as well. Then we have to explain the role of health and social care practitioner in supporting the individual during transitions and significant life event. So, okay. So we need to discuss about the important aspects. So what we do here is basically like health and social care practitioners play a important role in providing holistic support to individuals during transitions and significant life events. So what could we include into that? And we could include like uh, we could write about delivering comprehensive care. So we could write that health and social care practitioner provide continuous care, and it ranged from initial assessment and treatment to ongoing support and rehabilitation. So as they have given an example of the impact of life event that seem negative in depression, grief. Okay, so for example, here they have given us example of relationship with mental support parents and their families, right? So practitioners usually like establish trust and with the patients and their families, and we could offer emotional support guidance. So we could write about that, and we need to give some examples so of negative life event as well. So we could discuss about depression, grief, and stress. So here we could discuss about examples like these. Then in the next slide, we need to discuss about the distinction criteria, and it is related with the we need to analyze the impact of person-centered approaches on support provided by practitioners during transition and significant life events. So, as we know that person-centered care plays a vital role in enhancing the quality of support provided to individuals experiencing transitions and significant life events. So, we need to uh, person-centered care relies on a number of aspects. We could discuss about people's values and putting people at center of care. So, for example, if we discuss about the values and preferences, so we know that person-centered care plays a strong emphasis on respecting individual values, belief, and preferences. And if we discuss about the people putting at center of care, so we know that person-centered care approach prioritize the individual well-being, dignity, and autonomy. So we could write about that, and then we need to discuss about taking care into account people's preferences. So we could discuss about the needs and comfort, and we can discuss about people are physically comfortable and safe. Uh, so, for example, person-centered care prioritizes the physical comfort, safety, and security of individual. If you talk about taking account, um, taking into account chosen needs and comfort, so we know that person-centered care consider a holistic need of individual. So it could involve physical, emotional, social, and psychological aspect of well-being. Okay. Here we have the assignment submission details. So we need to refer to the ebook and journals on the Moodle for this unit. So yes, you can go through with the Moodle, and you could read the ebooks, journals, which are available on the Moodle, and also you could use different sources. You could um, use some books and ebooks, or also some journals. Um, we have discussed about uh, those databases related with the research. We have discussed it in our research assignment, and the assignment submission is after 2 weeks of completion of this unit. So it would be you have only 2 weeks to complete this work, and okay, so as we discussed earlier, that we need to give the referencing. We need to provide the in-text citation and reference. And the submission of assignment to be done on learner work at UK Versity. So you will submit your assignment on this email, and this date is not correct, so it should be after 2 weeks. So make sure that we submit the assignment within 2 weeks. Right, so this was all about the slide. So again, I'll show you some practical bits related with the in-text citation and references. Any questions from students? If you have any question, then please do ask. If you struggle with uh, any
Hello.
aspect of the assignment. Yes,
Yes, good morning.
good morning.
Please, my question is that
Mhm.
there is a mix up the way I look at the setting of the question.
Mhm.
And I noticed that from compare with the other courses, the
Right.
way they arrange the question on
Okay.
these courses, I noticed that there is a little I the they put tax 3
Mhm.
LO4 AC4. So, and with the other question from other courses,
Mhm.
when they put tax 1, they start with they start with 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. After
Yes.
that, if you want merit, they put 1M1, the distinction. So, and on this one,
Mhm.
I discovered that there is little change when it comes to issue of extension activities.
Right.
They change, they change it to LO2, change
Mhm.
to 2.1, 2.2, whereas on the previous other courses, they will just put on the extension, they will just put one M, which is merit,
Married.
1M1,
Mhm.
yeah, instead of 2.1. So, and I later noticed that after this reducing psychological stage, there
Mhm.
is tax 2, which they put LO3, AC 3.1, 3.2, like that. And on the extension of it, they put 3 under tax 2. They put 3M1, 3D1, which is distinction.
Distinction.
Yeah. And the tax 3, they
Mhm.
now put under tax 3, they now put LO4, AC 4.1, blah, blah, blah. And which I was kind of confused because with the previous assignments,
Mhm.
even the one work in care home, which is
Mhm.
even the one that even reached 6 tax from 1 to 6, I noticed that the way it was put there, they just put tax 1 to put it on the merit under 1 at the end. It will be 1M1,
Mhm.
1D1, and on the around
Mhm.
tax 6 on that aspect they put 6, and after that they put M1, 6 D1. So the only confused area on this aspect is
Mhm.
on the part one, tax one,
Yes,
they jump into 2.1.
right.
I know I think you understand what I'm trying to.
Yes, yes, I do understand. So,
Yes.
like for example, you don't have to worry about the sequence of it. Whenever we make an assignment, as I always say, that we always need to focus on first the passing criteria. We will go in a
Okay.
sequence. For example, if a task, like for example, here we have three tasks to cover. So just for
Okay.
example, in task one, we need to prepare a presentation with speaker notes. So
Yeah.
it should have about 15 to 17
Into
slides
17. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
slides,
Okay.
and we need to add
Yes.
the speaker notes. For example, in this task one, just for example, we have 1.1, 1.2, and then in some like assignment brief, we could have in sequence, like the task one would only have 1.1, 1.2, and the merit criteria would also be there, 1M1, or maybe the distinction criteria would be there. So we would go in a sequence. If the
Okay.
all the tasks are in sequence, we'll go for 1.1, 1.2, which is the passing criteria. After completing the 1.1 and 1.2, we will attempt the 1M, and then we will attempt the 1D for distinction criteria. We won't directly jump to the distinction criteria. We have to go in a sequence. And for example, if there is no merit criteria in the task one, just for example, or the distinction criteria, so the sequence would go like this: 1.1, 1.2, then we need to attempt the 2.1, 2.2, then we need to go for the distinction criteria or the merit criteria. First we will have the merit criteria after the passing criteria. So then we could have 2.1 as a merit criteria. Then we could have the distinction criteria as 2.3 something. So 2D, that could be the distinction criteria. So in that case, we will go in a sequence like 1.1, 1.2, then 2.1, 2.2, then we'll go for the 2M and 2D. I hope I'm
Okay.
making sense if you understand it.
Yes, yes, yes.
So don't worry about the uh,
The arrangement of
sequence
the.
arrangement. Yes,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
we'll go
It's
in a sequence.
perfectly understood. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So if you remember, like in my previous like lectures for the assessment criteria, I have shown the if you remember that how do we do the in-text citation and reference. If any one of you are still confused, I can show you again. We have some chats. Let's see. Oh, I haven't received any request. Right, so I'll show you all for the in-text citation and referencing. As I told you all earlier with the previous assignment, that we could use MyBib. We have to use the Harvard referencing style. So make sure that we always use the MyBib Harvard referencing style. If we generally search for the mybib.com, then we need to select the Harvard referencing style. So here, for example, we have this search result. So we will go to mybib.com and need to start a new project. So look here, we have selected the Harvard referencing style. So we need to make sure that what references we are generating from mybib.com, we have selected the right referencing style. So in our case, it should be Harvard referencing style. So um, these are related with the referencing and in-text citation. So it's an easy tool for us if you use mybib.com. And for example, if we need to use some books, so what we can do here, for example, if you are searching about health and social care in the UK, for example, if our topic is related with this, so we could gather the information or the content from the credible or reliable sources. So in case we have Department of Health and Social Care, so that is a reliable source of information. We could take information from these sources. Make sure that we don't take information from Wikipedia. So we won't take information from any private organization which is offering some services, so they won't be credible and reliable. So because they are doing business, so they may only give us the pros or the positive of their services, so we won't use those. We'll always use credible sources like this Department of Health and uh, Social Care. We could use sources from NHS, the King's Fund. So these all are the reliable sources. We could take information from there. And if we need to take uh, some information from the book, so you have most of the content related with these unit in your module, and also you could look on these books available online. So here we could look for the books as well and make sure that we are in the United Kingdom. So whatever we will discuss in terms of any law or policy, they should relate with the United Kingdom. And they have also asked us to provide some infographics or images related to the content. So we could use some images from here. So whatever image we'll use, we need to make sure that we provide the in-text citation as we do for the content. We need to provide the in-text citation and the uh, reference at the end, and it should be of Harvard referencing style. And for example, if we have to uh, search any literature review or systematic review or any like research papers, so I have given you examples for the research unit. We have discussed about PubMed, Science Direct. So for example, if we go to PubMed, we could search the uh, related topic. For example, in this assignment, we were talking about human growth and development. So we could search the keywords human growth and development, and we could get related papers and make sure we narrow it down. And we'll use the recent research paper from the past 10 years or 5 years. So these all are the important aspects, I believe. And any specific question from any of you, then I'll try to answer that.
There is no question. I don't have any other question.
Right.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Any other question from any students? I think no questions from anyone. So I wish you all best of luck for your assignment, and make sure that you follow all these guidelines so you could uh, get a good grade in your assignment. And always we need to work on the passing criteria first, then go for merit and distinction, and make sure we always attempt the merit and distinction criteria as well, so we could get a good or better grade in our assignment. So that's all for today. And again,
Thank you
best of
so
luck.
much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Really appreciate. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.